I never expected to be anywhere near the royal family of Velastria, much less dying on their palace floor with their princess clutching my bloody shirt and screaming for healers. But that's how fate works, I guess. It doesn't warn you. It just throws you into a storm and waits to see if you'll drown or rise. My name is Kale Torin. Soldier. Cargo hauler. Nobody special. And yet, somehow, I ended up saving an alien princess from an assassination attempt, and being offered marriage by her queen mother. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start from the beginning. The rescue that should have killed me. I was delivering trade capsules to the capital city of Velastria, a shimmering metropolis built into the side of a living crystal canyon. Their architecture pulsed with soft bioluminescent colors, blues, pinks, golds, like the city itself breathed light. Beautiful but dangerous, at least today. As I walked through the crystalline promenade, I heard a scream. Fearful. Then blaster fire. Instinct took over. I sprinted toward the sound, weaving through civilians who fled in panic. When I reached the open plaza, I froze for a split second. 4 cloaked assassins. 1 terrified princess. No bodyguards in sight. Princess Arisha stood cornered under the floating aurora canopy, her gown rippling with shimmering starlight thread. She looked young, maybe 20. Her silver hair glowed like woven moonbeams, and her violet eyes were wide with terror. The assassins raised their rifles. I didn't think. Moved. I launched forward, tackling her to the ground just as the first shots blasted the air where she had been standing. Energy bolts slammed into the crystal floor, shattering it. "Stay down," shouted. She stared at me, stunned, confused, breathless. "You saved me," she whispered. "No time for that." We scrambled behind a broken column. I grabbed her wrist and pulled her into cover as more bolts rained around us. Her hands trembled. "Who are they? Why?" "Not important," I said, peeking around the column. "The question is, how fast can you run?" "Not fast enough," she cried. The assassins advanced. I had no weapon, no armor, and no chance. But I did have one option. "Princess, when I say run, run straight for that corridor. That's toward the throne district." "Exactly. Guards will be there." She shook her head. "You'll be shot if you go out there. I'll be shot if I stay here too." Her eyes softened. "You don't even know me." "Doesn't matter." Understood. "Kale, don't." Too late. I sprinted into the open, shouting and waving my arms. The assassins all turned toward me. Their rifles fired. Pain exploded in my side. Then my shoulder. I staggered but kept running, drawing their fire away from her. Behind me, Princess Arisha bolted down the corridor, her hair trailing like a comet. But she was safe. Another blast hit me, and I crashed to the floor, my vision fading around the edges. I tasted blood. The assassins approached, stepping over crystal shards. One of them said, "Target escaped, but we can eliminate the witness." I tried to move. Failed. Then a sound like thunder tore through the plaza. Royal guards stormed in, weapons blazing. In seconds, the assassins were dead or fleeing. Princess Arisha sprinted back to me, tears streaming down her face. "Don't you dare die," she cried. I tried to smile. "Can't make promises." She pressed her glowing hands to my wounds. Velastrian healing energy seeped into me, slowing the bleeding. "Stay with me," she whispered fiercely. "You saved my life. Now let me save yours." I slipped into unconsciousness with her hands glowing over me. Middle. Awakening in a palace of light. I woke up in a bed softer than any cloud. The room around me glowed in hues of gold and amethyst. Crystal pillars lined the walls, pulsing gently with healing energy. "Easy," a soft voice said. Princess Arisha sat beside me, her hair braided in ceremonial silver threads. She looked relieved to see me awake. You're alive," she breathed. "I think I am," I croaked. "You almost weren't. You lost so much blood." "How long was I out?" 2 days. I winced. "That long?" She nodded. "Mother has been furious. At the council, the guards, at everyone." "Your mother?" asked nervously. "The Queen. Queen Seralith," groaned. "Great. Queen. I'm dead." Princess Arisha laughed softly. "Actually, she's very eager to meet you." And blinked. "Why?" "You saved her only daughter." "That would do it." Audience with the Queen. The next day, after more healing and being fitted with formal clothes that cost more than my entire ship, I was escorted to the throne chamber. It was breathtaking. A massive hall of crystalline spires. Floating light ribbons danced in the air. The Queen sat upon a throne carved from pure luminous stone, her presence radiating power and tranquility. She was older than Arisha but stunning, tall, regal, with eyes like simmering galaxies. She studied me for a long moment. "So," she finally said, her voice smooth yet commanding, "you are the human who risked death for my daughter." I swallowed. "I reacted on instinct, Your Majesty." Arisha, standing beside her mother, gently touched her arm. "Mother," he didn't hesitate. Queen Seralith rose gracefully from her throne. "Few in our court would have done what you did," she said. "Even fewer without knowing who she was." I bowed awkwardly. "Anyone would have helped." "No," she said softly. "Not anyone." She stepped closer. "My daughter is precious to this kingdom. And you shielded her with your own body." Her gaze turned piercing. "What do you want as your reward?" Panic. Reward. I hadn't thought about that. I don't need anything," I stammered. "I just did what was right." The Queen exchanged a meaningful glance with Arisha. The princess looked away, blushing. That was strange. Queen Seralith clasped her hands behind her back. "There is a tradition in Valastria," she began. "A sacred one. When someone saves the life of a royal, their future becomes tied to the crown." "I don't understand," I said carefully. She smiled slightly. "Then allow me to make it clearer." She lifted her chin. "Kale Torin, I offer you the highest honor Valastria can bestow, the hand of my daughter in marriage." My jaw hit the floor. Arisha flushed crimson and immediately looked at me, eyes wide, hopeful, terrified. Marriage? To a princess? A whole queen offering me her child? I must have still been concussed. I think there's been a mistake," I said, nearly choking. "I'm nobody. Just a hauler. You don't want your daughter marrying someone like me." But the Queen shook her head. "You risked your life with no expectation of reward. That makes you worthy." I stared helplessly at Arisha. Her voice trembled. "I don't expect an answer. Not now. But I wouldn't be alive without you, Kale. I owe you everything." I took a shaky breath. "I just don't want to ruin your future," I told her honestly. "You didn't ruin it," she whispered. "You saved it." Her words burned in my chest. The days that followed, the Queen insisted I stay in the palace while I healed. During that time, Princess Arisha visited me daily. She walked with me through the gardens where massive starflowers bloomed. She showed me the royal archives glimmering with stored memories. We talked for hours. I learned she wasn't just royalty. She had a brilliant mind, a fierce heart, and a quiet desire for freedom. One night, under the glowing crystal lanterns of the royal terrace, she admitted,